Welcome. This is Eugene George, certified financial educator. My goal in all of these videos is to actually help you take the shame out of your money game. And how you're going to do that is you'll learn a little bit about your archetype. So for today's talk, we are diving into the money queen. And so today I got really grounded. I listened to a whole bunch of Beyonce. Okay. An abnormal amount, but I did go on a run while I was listening to it. And I really try to understand what the queen is, what she's about. I think we all can kind of access this person, access this archetype, because it's been out it's probably one of the oldest. And if you're thinking about Greek and Roman symbols, that is one of the things that people typically talk about when they talk about the queen archetype. So Hera was the queen of all the Greek gods. There's lots of different symbols. There's t-shirts. There's literally everything that talks about queens. But actually not that many folks are that is their ethos. Some people are like, yeah, I'm going to try to be that person. But that's not everybody's ethos, to be the money queen or to embody royalty, which is cool, because that's not for everyone. I'm not a money queen, but there's a lot that I really love and respect about someone whose archetype is a money queen. So we're going to talk about that. So if you are a money queen, there's something about you. You're always thinking about how you can level up in every aspect of your life. Let's say if you're a dancer, you're going to try to be the top dancer. If you are in leadership, you're going to be trying to get to the top leadership position. I think about like Legally Blonde, like even though that was kind of like a weird concept, but I love that movie. I watched it last week for some crazy reason. But what I loved is that Elle Woods is the person that had the queen-like identity. And then once she actually put all her focus into becoming a lawyer, she became a lawyer. Like, is that real? Actually, there's a lot of women that do use leadership as a way to get their story and get their ideas out there, which is pretty awesome, because you need those people in your group. You need those people in your tribe. You need those people that are consistently boosting you and telling you, okay, no, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop dating that person. You have to move up. That's what the queen does. That's what the money queen is known to do. That's what the money queen loves to do. And so that's how you can actually target and think about that person. This person is actually a person that wants to help you. Now, the money queen, when they think about leadership, they really do want to create stability. So a lot of times you'll see women that consider themselves to be queens and really focusing on being in long-term relationships, really focusing on being in long-term careers. That's kind of what they do. They take that idea and they focus it in other ways. Now, some of the challenges, I've been really thinking about this, because one of the challenges that I said and what I read was that money queens are typically aggressive, and that could be a negative thing. I don't know if that's really the problem. I think the thing is actually, I'm going to be honest. Beyonce, anybody, like any of these like money queens, all of them really struggle with the idea of infidelity. They really struggle with the idea of being on top, being in a relationship, making sure that relationship is the right relationship to be in, and that actually affects their money. And I was thinking about that because I was listening to literally like Beyonce from Destiny's Child to now, and thank God she had Lemonade, because you can tell from literally album 1 where it talked about like, can you pay my bills? Can you do all this stuff? Can you say my name? Who's cheating? Blah, blah, blah. Like all of those pieces were important to understand. Like when you're possessive or aggressive with your relationships and you're not really focusing primarily on yourself, then those ideas come out. It's very healthy. It's very normal to have that aggression, especially we want you to have that aggression, especially when it comes to your money. If you're trying to level up with your money, I want you to tap into that money queen. But when it comes to being in relationships with people, doesn't matter what type of relationship it is, if you're focusing on this person has to satisfy me, this person has to be everything for me, that's when the aggression happens. And a lot of that happens in women's relationships with the people that they love, and that really can mess up their money. Because a lot of people will date, especially if you're the money queen, you will date someone that is 9 times out of 10, they might not be good for you. And if they're not good for you, but you're looking at how much they're making, that's going to literally affect your entire money story. So it's kind of hard for me to say that infidelity, sex, those are the things that are kind of like a huge issue with a lot of money queens. And they will be really maternal when it comes to making sure that everyone's leveling up. But if they're really focused on this has to be the perfect relationship, it will heavily affect how they're living and how they're thinking. So things to think about if you are the money queen. We got to be a little realistic. Are your high expectations realistic for everyone? Like, yes, do I want you to go to law school? Yeah. Do I want you to pass the bar? Yeah. But do you think that you have to literally be with someone that has the same level as you do? It might be in a different way. You might need to date someone who's an artist. You might need to hang out with people that are more creative so that you can be more creative. So having the high expectations, what I'm asking you to figure out is if you're setting high expectations, are you setting them because you don't want people to succeed and meet them? Or are you setting these high expectations because you actually want them to fail? Particularly with their money. Some people are like, I want you to have no debt. I want you to have we need to take vacations. You're my best friend. All of those things you really have to think about. And that's not fun. Like, I would probably say go through this journey with a therapist. Like, you have to understand those parts. So you got the aggression that kind of plays out through relationships. And then you have the high expectations, which high expectations, are you going to set yourself up for self-sabotage, which is fun and not fun at the same time. I want you to have that, especially if you identify with the money queen. The other thing is, one question that you can push yourself and ask yourself is, do you have a money game plan for your life? And I mean, have you taken the time and said, by this 5 years, I want to have this amount of money? I'm not talking about your relationship. I'm not talking about your best friends. I'm talking about you. If you do that and you are the money queen, you are 9 times out of 10 going to level up much quicker. And that is a beautiful thing, because a lot of people don't understand the money queen because they're like, oh, this person is trying to be bougie. This person is trying to get to the best. There's a lot of money queens that are in sororities. They finally, was alone for so long, and then they all join this sorority, and they all are money queens together. And that's exciting. That's like the first time that they get to really be with their people that are like-minded like them all the time. So really think about, okay, I need a game plan. Do I need to pair up with another money queen? Who do I need to talk to help me level up with my money? All right. And that's pretty much it. Like, I think the biggest piece, particularly with the money queen, is to tap in and really understand, okay, am I telling a story about how life should be? Why am I telling that story of how my life should be? And then how can I use those amazing leadership skills that I have to level up my money? So yeah, I used a lot of Beyonce today, and I used a lot of Elle Woods. For some reason, I watched both of them right around this time. And I think that those two people, or those two characters, one is a character and one's a real person, really does think about how did value just being in a relationship with someone else. But the truth is once they figured it out that it had nothing to do with their significant other and it had to do with them, it just was a whole nother story. So I'm going to put the Archetype link next to it. And y'all have a good weekend.